E é só isso mesmo. Vambora.
We're back
Sexta-feira
in Zihuatanejo with another
eu que
episode.
voltei, meu
This
amor, pro
time,
seu
we're
canal. Tava
touring
morrendo de
Casagorobo,
saudade.
an
Olha que,
iconic
olha
estate
que poético.
nestled on the dramatic cliffs
Caralho,
in
tá
Punta
alto, né? Oh, calma,
Gorda,
meu
floating
Deus.
above the Pacific Ocean.
I think it hits different now that we're out on a patio.
This is wild. So beautiful.
From the craftsmanship inside to the breathtaking views outside, every
Tranquila,
detail
né?
speaks
Tranquila.
of peace and power while coexisting in this raw,
Já
lush
vi que a
landscape.
gente vai ter
And I
várias
hope it looks
coisas
as
pra...
good on
Eu já vi
camera as it does
vários
to our eyes.
I
detalhezinhos,
hope
tá?
it does too, because it is
Eu
beautiful.
olho minuciosamente cada detalhe.
The days are stunning, but
É
at night,
sexta,
your
não-
senses come alive with
Nossa
the
senhora,
rhythmic
que
sounds
tragédia.
of the ocean beneath.
And that's why we're excited to welcome you to Casagorobo and let us show you
Eu é
around.
que tô feliz. Eu é que tô feliz de estar aqui com vocês. Música dramática. Não é poesia? Olha aí. Meiga, fofa. Ela é meiga, ela gosta, né, da natureza. Nossa.
Welcome to Casagorobo. We're starting
Eu já não gostei que não dá pra chegar até a praia, né? Praia, no caso. Mas ninguém quer saber disso, né? Rico tem helicóptero, tem tudo.
on the exterior.
Perfeito.
You have the street bringing you to this cul-de-sac.
Eu
end
queria
of
dizer que eu
cul-de-sac
tô aqui
because
só pra
that's
falar
where
mal, tá?
Casagorobo is located. In fact,
Tá? Eu tô aqui pra detalhar os defeitos. Os defeitos.
both my
Qualidade
right
não importa.
and left, we have these really nice carports. So when you first look at them, you think that they're wood framed, but this is actually all concrete, which is such a nice touch. Essentially, they form the entire structure out of concrete and they put the smooth finish to give you the rounded edges, to give you this wooden look. You can park 2 cars here, or in this case, we have our 4x4 because these are the vehicles we've been using throughout the development. They're fun, they're exciting. Even arriving to this home this morning was so much fun. And over on the other side, you
Perfeito.
can see the
É carro
other
diferenciado,
carport.
né?
Now, Cody, why don't we pull everybody to the gate? These gates are made out of driftwood, so you have this really unique texture, and the first thing you recognize is the stone finish on the driveway. This is the native stone that comes from the grounds of Punta Gorobbo, and I just love how they use it for
Garobo.
so many different purposes
Garobo.
in different applications as well. And in this case,
Caralho, tem uma água
this driveway brings
escorrendinha
you
ali na
down all
escada,
the way
vocês
to the
viram?
motor court that we're going to see
O
later. And
sistema
also
é
there's a
bem
nice
bruto.
drainage detail
sistema é
here with
diferenciado.
these stone caps. And obviously the entry of the property is beautifully landscaped. You have
Beautiful.
palm trees.
Aliás, pra
all
quem
the
não sabe, né? Esse é o cara do beautiful, né? Ele fala pelo menos uns 17 beautiful a cada palavra. Os mais novos aí da live talvez não se lembrem. Quer dizer, talvez não saibam, né? No caso. Lembrar, você não vai lembrar mesmo. A não ser que você tenha uma bola de cristal, que você viu o passado.
lush greenery. And before we continue to the rest of the property, I want to give you a quick breakdown of this home. So, Casa Goroba itself consists of 3
Cara,
massive
ele é bom.
structures. We
Ele
have
se
the guest
entrega.
residence,
Ele se
that's
entrega
right
no
behind
trabalho
us.
dele, viu?
Then we have the
Tem
staff quarters
vídeo.
with the garage.
Não, tem um vídeo, gente, que ele vai visitar tipo uma fazenda e eles entram no rio que tem na fazenda, cara. Eles entram lá e depois eles tomam banho, faz um jantar. Gente, ele se entrega totalmente esse trabalho dele. Vocês não estão entendendo. Ele é maravilhoso. Pra quem tá em dúvida aí de uma profissão, né? Corretor. Corretor. Você vai ser feliz.
Garages on the first floor and a really nice guest suite on the
Principalmente
top
você vender
floor.
casa
And
milionária,
lastly,
né?
of course, we have the primary residence, which we're really excited about. A lot to cover there. The palapa design, the way this property is situated on the hillside is quite incredible. And before we go into the guest residence, I want to quickly get the
visual mais
specs
rústico,
out of
né?
the way. We have 7 bedrooms, 10 bathrooms, 16,985 square feet of interior space.
7
And this
quartos.
property is valued around $10 million. I know you get a lot for your money here
$10
in Mexico,
million.
but this home is actually not
$10
on the
million.
market for sale, but
Entenderam?
it is available for
Perfeito.
short-term rentals starting from $1,995 a night all the way up to $3,995 a night, depending on the season. We have the double doors opening up
A
here.
gente descobriu ele assim, foi
two details I want
maravilhoso.
to cover. Number one, these stone door handles. This is the same stone that we see on the driveway. And
Caralho,
number two,
dá pra
Cody, can we
sentir a
pan now for a
natureza
second?
entrando na casa,
Look at
né?
the door stoppers here.
Very cool.
So cool. And you walk in, the first thing you see, of course, is the Pacific Ocean. This vast landscape, the cliffside, sound of the ocean. And we're below a really cool palapa
Caralho, bonito
that
pra
I'll talk
caralho,
about
velho.
later. Now first, this
Puta
comfortable
que
seating
pariu.
area with a sectional couch, your coffee table, of course, but I'm gonna flow everybody to this section where we have the lounging beds and the pool dedicated to this guest residence.
Residência
Again,
de
pebble tile details
hóspedes,
throughout.
tá?
Love the
Residência de
curvature and the smooth
hóspedes.
lines. And you just get in, sit down, enjoy this view, look to this incredible structure that's in front of you, enjoy the breeze, enjoy the vibes here. In fact, Cody, let's take everybody to the edge for a second because
E
the
beautiful,
view
né?
here is so dramatic, so raw, so powerful. And the fact that ocean is this close to you moving and you're situated on this powerful cliffside, a lot to take in.
Definitely. But it's incredible view.
It is beautiful, and if you look
It's
on the floors
beautiful.
here, there's a cool construction
Também
detail.
achei
They
beautiful.
have the built-in drain because since we have this section open, if it rains a lot, you can collect most of the water right there. It's made out of wooden columns and wooden beams. Actually, the carrying columns are all concrete that are wrapped in wood. Then you have your outdoor dining
Pegou?
area. Cody, we need to get a close-up.
Pegou a transição?
Look at the back section of
Transição
these chairs.
TikToker?
Oh, they're a little flexible. That's
Yep,
cool.
but it's all made out of wood. Then you have your table in the center with a lazy Susan, had to point that out. Your kitchen is to the left with really cool bar stools. And then you just flow to the other side. And again, we're gonna see this native stone used
É a dieta,
throughout the home.
sim.
And in this case, they used it as a back wall with some stone light fixtures, really cool furnishings. And then we have the steps here taking you down
Caralho, cara. Esse armário aqui...
to the lower level.
Peraí.
Let's check it. Really cool furnishings.
Esse armário aqui parece os armarinhos do Resident Evil. É igualzinho os armários que você abre pra pegar item. Olha isso aqui. Caralho, tô me sentindo em casa. Agora eu tô me sentindo em casa.
Furnishings. And then we have the steps here taking you down to the lower level. Let's check it out.
Igualzinho.
Now on this level, we have two spacious guest suites and a really cool powder bathroom. In fact, the bathroom starts here and we can see the same plaster finishes and the warm tones in this space as well. But the focal point here is the vanity. Again, I love the craftsmanship in this country and their creativity when it comes to taking materials, recycling
é
them,
isso
or
mesmo?
repurposing them. This was a
México.
rock from the ground
México.
and they turned it into this beautiful chiseled vanity.
Beautiful
You have your chrome
chiseled.
fixtures. They left all the organic textures. Your wooden frame that is the same driftwood as the entry gates. Look how cool these towel hangers are, and it's a really fun powder bathroom. Now let's go back out, and to our right
Banheiro
we
de
have
pó.
the first guest suite. This
o banheiro
property
de
is
pó?
designed in a way to accommodate a lot of people and provide
Ah, não,
comfort.
peraí, pô. Aí, ó, já começou a putaria e a sacanagem comigo, cara. Eu já comecei a ficar nervosa. Eu já tô nervosa. Como é que um lugar desse você tem que dormir em beliche em cima do outro, cara? Né? Beliche é lá no tempo lá que meu pai, né, morava em Barbacena, que tinha que dividir quarto com os irmãos. E 6 irmãos. O que é isso? O que é isso? A pessoa tem que subir na escadinha para ir pra cama? Eu tenho medo de escada, eu não subo em escada. Como é que eu faço, meu anjo? Como é que faz nesse caso? O cara tem uma casa nesse... Não, já tá errado. Aqui já tá errado, tá? Assim, a ideia foi ótima de trazer escada pra gigante, porque, gente, olha o tamanho do pau aqui e olha o tamanho dele. Parece que é um gigante que vai subir na escada. Mas peraí, pô, beliche não, beliche é alastro. Não, beliche não tá, não. Erraram. Erraram aqui, meu bem.
Housing.
Desculpa.
Not only we have 7 guest suites, it can actually accommodate up to 18 people comfortably. Comes with its own staff, and you get cozy bedrooms like
18
this one,
menos
where you
2,
can
né?
actually house a lot of people.
Menos 2
You
vai
have 2
estar
full beds, and then you
desconfortável.
have 4 bunk beds in total, built-in cabinetry on this side. ACs are nicely recessed in, so they have their own little slots. And behind Cody, we have sliding glass recessed in.
Caralho, eles deram um close no ar, mas não deveria, cara. Eles deram um close nesse ar pra quê, cara? Me fala. Fala pra que você fez isso. Olha a nojeira que tá isso aqui. Eu não aguento, gente. Eu não aguento. Como é que o cara ainda tem a coragem de dar close num trem desse? Mostrando uma das suas casas. Eu tô criticando as casas aqui, cara. Não tem condição. Aí vocês falam assim, não, porque não tem defeito, não sei o que. A casa simplesmente custa 10 milhões de dólares. E olha a situação do ar-condicionado. Vê se eu tô feliz. Olha pra minha cara e vê se eu tô feliz. Sem falar que ainda tem beliche no quarto. Você vai ter que subir uma escadinha e dormir em cima de alguém. Não.
So they have their
Eu já comecei me estressando, cara. Já comecei me estressando, mas enfim, continuando, né? Vamos fingir que nada aconteceu. Ai, vista linda, maravilhoso. Ai, risadinha.
Between the beams, the ladders, how overbuilt they are. This is a fun room to stay in. If I was a kid, I would love to stay here.
100%. Even like young adults like myself, like this is fun. Like you have your cousins, family, friends, you name it. Like it's a good time in here.
Yeah, you're coming with your friends. Everybody can stay in this room comfortably.
Criança ia achar legal mesmo.
Over on this side, we have a really nice full bathroom.
Criança ia achar legal mesmo.
Open walk-in shower where you can enjoy the views.
Que isso? Olha o pauzão desse chuveiro. Cadê? Meu Deus, eu perdi. Olha isso. Olha a grossura do pau. Gente, eu nunca vi isso. Eu nunca vi um chuveiro assim, cara. Desculpa.
Where you can enjoy the views, the pebble details. I'm actually going to skip this bathroom because I'm going to go into way more detail on the other ones. But this is the first guest suite. And next door, we have the primary bedroom for the guest residence. This is where we get a little bit bigger scale.
Só tomara que ele não aproxima o ar-condicionado. Cara, eu não gostei. Não gostei desse ar-condicionado embutido. Não, me passei, né? Eu não gostei desse ar-condicionado embutido, não. Mas enfim.
Right in the center, of course, look at all the pebble tile details. It's all about the textures. It's all about the soul in this home. You have your solid wood built-ins. A lot of cool art pieces in this room. Gets great light, and we're going to show you the balcony in a second. But let's quickly flow everybody to the bathroom so I can get into some details. I can showcase some of the craftsmanship details here. These are all cement vanities, or you can call them stucco because they have that smooth finish on top. And these are basically all handcrafted, hand-molded vanities. You can see the smooth corner.
O motivo dele ser embutido? Qual que é o motivo dele ser embutido? Vai entrar sujeira lá dentro e não conseguir tirar nunca mais, né? É pra entrar a sujeirinha ali bem daquele jeito, porque se não fosse embutido, não ia juntar aquela sujeira que tem ali. Vou dar uma olhada depois.
How it curves on this side. The recessed in section where you have the pebble tiles, and I just love it. There's so much character, and in fact, Cody, I need you to turn this way. Do you remember the toilet paper holder?
I do.
Ai, gente. Nossa, eu não sei, eu achei meio estranho esse pendurador de papel aí. Me passou uma vibe diferente, entendeu? Me passou uma vibe diferente.
From
Casa Puente?
Exactly.
Maybe Casa Gorobo was the inspiration.
Oh, that's true.
You know?
Yep.
And let's go to the other side. Glass doors open up. I mean,
péssimo.
You can simply look at a
tá
shower
vendo, gente? As casas não são perfeitas, não. Se você parar para analisar bem certinho, se você parar para analisar, a gente tem alguns problemas. A gente tem grandes problemas.
A drain and a fixture, but they didn't do that here. Look at the craftsmanship. This beautiful circular design in the center where it elevates you from the drain because the drain is tucked all the way to the left. And then you have the pebble tiles that feel amazing under your feet and your rain head. But guess what? They're not just going to put a rain head. they're gonna run this beautiful wood around it.
Beautiful
with
all
the lines,
around.
matching the design of the palapas.
Gente,
And
que
then you
chuveiro
have this
diferente,
arch window
cara.
looking out to the greenery.
Oi,
I love
Netinho.
it. This is so fun. In fact, now let's go check out the balcony. It's so nice to be able to walk outside from every single room with such ease. I love that all these rooms have sliding glass doors, balconies, or in many cases, they're just fully open for you to just enjoy the outdoors. Now, this balcony is good size, super private, again, dedicated
Ixi,
to the
tá
bedroom
sem
that we
os
just toured.
negócio aqui nessa
And they have the
tela.
same stone here throughout on the floors,
Ah,
on the
depois eu
walls.
resolvo.
And obviously, we have to showcase this view. It's so beautiful, so powerful, and peaceful.
So beautiful,
and also,
so powerful.
earlier today, we saw some whales outside. And when you think about it,
Vocês já contaram
these
quantas
giant
vezes ele falou
animals
beautiful?
are right at your
Vou
backyard.
perguntar.
They're literally
Vou
floating
perguntar
above the
depois.
Pacific
Anota.
Ocean. Also, on the other
pode
side,
anotar no
you can see
caderninho
the
que eu
main
vou perguntar
residence. In
depois.
fact, why don't we go back to the motor court so we can continue our tour? There's something about the grounds of this property. The landscaping, material selection throughout, even the color of the home. This blush pink stucco, there's so much
Blush
warmth to it.
pink?
It immediately gives you the feeling of
Adorei.
vacation, holiday, or just good times in general. And now, to my right, we have
Tá,
the
não vou te
second structure.
responder não,
This
tá?
is the staff quarters,
tô no
and down
risadinho
below
aqui,
we
não vou
have
te
the
responder
garages.
não.
And above, they have a very spacious guest suite with its own seating area. Comes with a king-size bed, full bathroom, and of course, even from that level,
Nossa, todos
you get
os chuveiros
amazing
têm
views.
esse pauzão,
Now,
né?
another thing I want to point out, to my left, you can see the bird feed right there. They have peacocks on this property. They're fun, colorful, and they're just throughout, roaming, just enjoying this property
Humilde.
like we are. Kind of adds up to the experience.
Yeah, then they were
Desfrutando da
posing for us yesterday.
propriedade.
It was a good time.
It was a good time. Now, Cody, why don't we turn this way so we can show
Desfrutando da
the
propriedade.
walkway that takes you to the main residence. And I mean, look at that view. This water feature to my right, and this water feature actually goes all the way to the entry of the main residence.
Cara, é
and then
muita
we have the
estrutura,
steps
viu?
here. Of course,
É
same
muita
native stone
estrutura,
is
gente.
also
Meu
used
Deus
here,
do céu.
and the texture. And the way it's been cut and installed, you can actually see the full piece here, and then you have the lip piece,
Ah,
and
eu
the full
achei
piece, and it
diferente.
continues that way,
É
creating this
diferente, o
really cool
chuveiro é bem
texture.
diferente,
And
né?
then you have the water feature. It just sets that tranquil tone. And
Olha
when
aí,
you
pra
walk
fazer
this
essas
way,
águas
you
funcionar,
get a
cair
bigger
desse
glimpse
jeito aí,
of
não é
what
fácil
you're
não,
about to
gente.
experience. The infinity edge pulled to our left, this massive palapa, and then the water feature on our right turns into this rock wall design, and the water flows all the way to the entry. Let's go inside. The main level of this property is spectacular. Not only you have this massive palapa that provides shade over the entire floor, you have so many different seating, dining, and lounging areas.
Caraca, olha
And
o
if that
lustre,
wasn't
Igor.
enough, you have 270-degree unobstructed views of the Pacific Ocean since the entire palapa is open. Between the ocean, the cliffs around us, it is a phenomenal space to be in. And again, look at the palapa here, the overall scale. And later on the tour, I'm gonna go into detail in regards to how they build these kind of structures. Outdoor dining area here, lush landscaping, these palm trees, and check this out. Cody, you know where I'm going? Right here to the floating bar. That way you can put your drinks here, have a good time, hang out with your friends. And I mean, look at that view.
It's so cool. I also love how they have this little like Baja shelf on the side too.
Yeah.
So you can just sit there, lay there, join your friends while they're actually inside the pool, drinking at the table.
And also below the Baja shelf, we have two skylights, bringing natural light to the lower level hallway that we will cover later. It's a nice, clever touch. Now, another detail I want to point out, look at this trellis design that's above us. Even though it seems like it's two massive wooden beams extending out, this is all concrete. It was formed kind of like the carport.
Cara,
Yeah.
olha isso aqui, gente. Até a câmera. Vocês estão vendo a câmera? Até a câmera é chique. É uma câmera extremamente tecnológica. Eu imagino, né? Cruciar. Crucial colocar pau e pedra.
Extending out, this is all concrete. It was formed kind of like the carport.
Yeah, very
which
cool.
which is again a very clever touch. And Cody, why don't you jump to the other side? Because we have to take a closer look to this view. It's unreal.
It really is.
Bizarro.
And do you notice down that coastline too,
Cara pisando
there's
na
that rock
mesa.
that looks like almost like an iguana.
Yes.
And
Ah,
I'm
é pra
pretty
servir
sure
de
that's
mesa,
where
né?
the name of this entire community comes from.
Punta Garoba.
Yeah.
Hence Casa Garoba, hence this being the first property that was built in the community. It's such a beautiful story, and please, as you're watching
Beautiful
this
story.
tour, pay attention to the details. This property, still to this day, serves as an inspiration
como ele
for
fala
all the other
beautiful.
homes that are being developed in the community, between its
Gente.
design elements, finishes, for
Gente,
all
presta atenção nesse lugar. Deve ter sido muito caro fazer essas casas aqui, cara. Mas tá meio pertinho, não tá? Não tá meio pertinho da casa aqui, ó, a impressão minha. Perigoso, hein?
I guess technically another gazebo design, but it has only 2 legs or 2 supporting columns. It's all again made out of concrete. So it's a nice touch, provides shade to this section. More
Lion.
seating areas here. And sorry, we're
Sei lá
gonna
o que
just
que era,
keep
nem
going
reparei.
around to showcase this view.
Não era
I'm like, you know what?
leão,
We've
não.
shown this corner before, but
Eu
let's
não
talk
vi o
about
que
it
que era
again.
direito, gente.
I think it hits different now that we're out on a patio.
This is wild. So
It
beautiful.
really is.
Just
So
you don't need any
beautiful.
entertainment. You just want to sit down and you want to look at this. Look at the way the water interacts with this cliffside. Just peace and tranquility here. This is beautiful.
Acho que
And we
vou
have
passar
amazing
fome com a
balconies
dieta.
downstairs.
Ué,
Now,
só
Cody,
não fazer.
why don't we bring everybody this way,
É tão
all the way to
simples
the
resolver
edge,
seu problema.
so we can now
Manda
walk
mais,
to
aí
the
que eu
other side.
resolvo.
The railing design here, and it's a little bit windy, so I'm going to do my best to protect our mic.
É pequeno,
The
é-
railing design here
é
is
baixo
super
mesmo.
unique, all handcrafted, and it has the same design elements as the palapa. And being able to just walk like this and be floating above
Qualquer
the Pacific
gracinha
Ocean,
mal feita
hearing the
bêbada ali
sound,
pode dar
and it's
merda,
also
né?
our
Não,
proximity
mas rico é
to the
assim, ó. É assim, ó. Duro. GL, senhores. Você acha que essa galera se diverte? Eu tenho minhas dúvidas. Muito dinheiro pra tanta casa cafona. Cara, é bizarro, né?
water is quite special.
dá pra
I mean,
saber.
looking down and seeing the
Dá pra
rock
saber
formation,
exatamente.
the sound. On this level, we have one enclosed section, and that is the kitchen. It is behind the glass doors. But before you
Vamos ver
get
como
there,
é que é a
you have
cozinha.
your
A cozinha
beautiful
tem
outdoor
bastante
bar
coisa
with
pra
a solid
criticar,
wood
geralmente, hein?
countertop.
GL
See,
pra ele,
blush
tá?
color stucco is here.
GL pra
And then in
ele.
the center, we have the outdoor dining area. Now you have your seating for 12 people, which is nice. A great place to entertain, so close to the kitchen. You can enjoy the views from almost every single seat. You have your staff here, you're gonna have amazing meals. And now, let's talk about this incredible structure.
Rapaz,
that
eu
is
acho que um
above us.
lustre desse
So
aí
this palapa
compra minha casa.
looks like it's built out of wood, but actually these
ainda
columns
tem
that
dois,
carry
né?
the entire weight, they're all concrete, which is actually very important because concrete is way more structurally sound over wood. It's stronger, more predictable, and it doesn't warp over time. But to maintain this authentic look, they actually wrap all these columns with wood to give you this look. And if you look around the perimeter, you can see these beams holding up the roof rafters.
Cara, é
And the
muito
connection
alto.
points
Por
there
que tão
are made
alto?
out of
Eu
wines.
fico me
So now, my
perguntando.
gut tells me that they're also screwed in, but to keep this authentic look, they also use the vines for additional support. And on top, you have dried palm leaves. That's essentially your waterproofing. And you get that waterproofing by layering the palm leaves at a way that create this tunnel that pushes the water all the way out. So this is a properly waterproofed structure. And because it's all open throughout, you have great air circulation here. And to take that circulation one step further, if you look at the peak, you will see that the peak section is open. So you have the hot air from this section pushing up to the upper section. So that's how you create that flow and that breeze effect to increase the
Perfeito.
cooling aspect of the palapa.
I just think it's really cool that these have been
Perfeito, né?
around for thousands of years.
engenharia
And
pensou
the
em tudo.
ingenuity that they had back then to develop it has just really stood the test of time. And the fact that they're being used today really proves the point that it was just such a good idea.
Absolutely. And I mean, obviously they didn't have air conditioning back then. They had to work around with the resources that they had.
Yep.
And this is what they were building. And I just find it so fascinating that this beautiful contemporary home has this authentic
Beautiful
aspect.
home.
It's just a nice way to pay homage to the landscape, to the culture, and it serves an amazing purpose.
100%.
Now,
Cara, mas
let's
não é por nada, não. Tipo assim, você olhando pelo lado de dentro é lindo, maravilhoso. Mas pelo lado de fora, tipo, parece os Flintstones, né? Sei lá, não sei. Não me agrada, não. Por dentro é lindo, é maravilhoso. Mas essa biquetinha aqui, ó. Essa
keep
biquetinha
to
não
the
me agrada
culture,
muito, não.
and it serves an amazing
Qual a
purpose.
probabilidade de cair
100%.
um raio e
Now,
pegar
let's
fogo?
go check out the kitchen that's on the other side. Again,
Talvez não
glass
seja
doors.
muito baixa,
Let's
não.
open them up. This is more like a chef's kitchen, but it's nice to have an air-conditioned space like this, where you have a seating area, TV around the corner, and this is an all-open kitchen with granite countertops. Again, these cool bar stools. You have your gas range on the back. There's
Caramba, tem
also
muita
small
coisa
chef's
de
kitchen in
madeira,
there.
né?
And that's pretty much it for the main level. And we still have a lot to see.
Olha essas bancadinhas, cara. Chega, brilha.
We love discovering unique properties with fascinating stories. And that's exactly what brought us to Casa Gorobo.
Tá, aqui
Ready?
a gente pode dar uma pulada, que eu
Each
acho que ele vai
offers
ficar de
something really
fofoca.
unique and different. Now, this room is designed in a really minimalist way. Again, we have the built-in anchoring the king-size bed right in the center. The pebble stone pattern is so beautiful, timeless, gorgeous.
So
It looks like
beautiful.
a jewelry piece.
So
and the
beautiful. It's
room gives
beautiful. My
phenomenal
beautiful.
natural
You
light.
beautiful.
Not only we have
Casa
sliding glass
beautiful.
doors behind Cody, you also get the sliding glass door here so you can enjoy different perspectives. Great ceiling height with this beam ceiling design. Beautiful art pieces throughout. That piece right there is backlit, and you have gorgeous
Beautiful
textures,
obra de
warm wood
arte.
tones, and you flow straight to your bathroom. Now, the same design elements that we've been seeing throughout the home are also all here. Your concrete floors with the pebble inlay, your beautiful vanity with
Your
classic
beautiful
details. And I have to say,
vanity.
given the age of this property, not only it aged extremely well, it was ahead of its time. These curved radiuses, the use of materials, it is still so tasteful, so timeless. And again, you have your toiletries, tissue holder, everything is curated, your
Cara, parando
towels,
pra analisar
and we have a
assim,
water closet
ele é um
here,
cara bom,
and
né,
a
velho?
gorgeous
Olha-
bathroom.
Não, ele é um cara bom, porque olha o tanto que ele tem que estudar sobre a casa pra ele poder falar nesse vídeo, cara. Ele sabe de muita informação da casa. Ele tem que estudar muito a casa, cara, pra falar tudo isso. É, mas aí é
The
bom que vocês
walk-in
não
shower
ficam
that I have to
lastrando.
walk in.
Ixi, eu tenho que
The
configurar, não
mosaic
sei por que que
details,
não tá.
this elevated shower pan design where you have the drain around it. And of course, you have a
Ele
nice
tem
window
muita
here.
informação
so
da
technically
casa,
an
cara.
outdoor shower. Now, I want to take everybody outside because we got to check out the balcony here, of course, because when you're done with your shower, you can just simply walk outside. Super private. We can get a closer
Ele
look
parece aqueles
to the
caras de
cliffs that are
filme, tá
below
ligado?
the house.
Que vai
And
vai
if that
oferecer
doesn't do it
casa
for
e
you,
tal.
I don't know what will.
Honestly.
Yeah,
Ele
I mean,
fala
it's so
muito
gorgeous.
certinho. Ele
And, I wanna talk
ele
about
é
this
no
balcony for a
limite,
second.
assim. Tipo,
I think
não passa
this
do
is one of
ponto
the
e nem
best
é muito
vantage
sério.
points on the property where you can really see the coastline all the way to Playa Blanca, and there's something moving about seeing water interact with the landscape this closely. It's powerful, it's inspiring. In fact, I was here yesterday working on my notes and just working on a few things, and I just sat down here and I quickly forgot how fast time
Nossa,
passed by.
gente do céu. Eu não consigo fazer isso na minha vida jamais. Nossa, eu vou ficar pensando que eu vou cair toda hora. Vai ter muito pensamento intrusivo aqui. Ele é doido de sentar na pontinha desse jeito, na pontinha da pedra do mar. Com notebook ainda. Nossa, jamais.
Yeah, you were there for a while.
Jamais,
The primary
jamais.
bedroom.
Completamente perigoso. Nossa, eu não consigo fazer isso aqui nem ferrando.
Now, the entry of this room is really special because it
Na
first opens up to
vontade.
the outdoors. But before we go there, these are door stoppers made
Concrete.
out of poured concrete. And check this out. It was probably
Aí eu vou. Aqui a gente vai ter que ter uma conversa, cara. A gente vai ter uma conversa muito séria. Meu anjo, é um pedaço de concreto feito num cilindro. Me desculpa, mas é um pedaço de concreto. Uma corda. Como assim, cara? Ah, aí não. Aí ele tá querendo enganar os ricos.
A bottle of something that they cut in
Concreto se
half.
faz
Yeah.
They poured
com
leftover concrete with a
areia,
rope. You get a door
cimento,
stopper.
Probably like a paint can or
pedra,
something.
Sometimes
água.
you just
Yeah.
have to be creative. That costs nothing, and it's such a good way of using concrete, and it will be there forever.
Exactly.
Nice touch. Now, when you walk in, you have this outdoor seating
Isso deve ser
area with a
vendido por
screen
uns
if you wanted to, and it
50
essentially
dólares.
opens up to this bigger section where you have the views.
Os
You also
casos
have
de
the
pobre,
ceiling
isso ia
height.
ser
In fact,
meme.
the deck above
Exatamente,
us
cara.
is the deck by
Nossa,
the palapa that
é
extends out
impressionante.
towards the ocean. So it provides
O pobre, ele é
additional
muito
shade for
mal
this
visto,
level,
né?
but over on this
Ele é
side,
muito mal
in the center
valorizado.
of this patio, we have the jacuzzi. Arguably one of the best jacuzzis
Oh, meu
we have
Deus
ever
do
seen
céu,
on
já eu
our
vejo
channel.
isso
The entire
sozinho.
primary bedroom suite is glass enclosed. It's like a mini Apple store. And we have the glass open, obviously.
É que
And your
é?
king size bed. I have to give huge credit
Que é?
to the architect,
Propaganda?
Enrique Zozaya, and the interior designer, Marusa, for doing a great job designing and curating
Eu
the
achei
palette
meio
of this home,
brega.
but also
Eu achei brega
tying it to that
esse
local
chão aí cheio de
identity.
pedra.
It's done so
no
well,
quarto,
but it's
né?
also craftsy, it's artsy. Your king size bed, the pebble tiles, the
É 10
furniture,
milhões de
the
dólares, né?
built-ins, the millwork that is all handcrafted, and the ceiling height here is fantastic. And again, we'll probably have a shot of it, but from where I'm
Tá logo
standing,
ali, gente. 10
head on
milhões de
view
dólares tá
is
perto.
phenomenal.
A gente
It's
faz rapidinho.
dreamy, and it's all to you. You don't see any neighbors, you don't see land, you see nothing. Pacific Ocean.
Just Mother Nature.
That's right. I love it. All right, let's check out the bathroom. Design elements are pretty much the same. Again, you have your stone vanity, pebble tiles, the cabinetry. This side window is to die for.
É de
I
morrer
love it.
mesmo.
I love
É de morrer mesmo. Totalmente perigosa, inclusive, eu diria. Realmente é de morrer.
it. And just when you think you have your shower around the corner, which we do, but it's actually outdoors. You step back outside, circular design, your rain head, your built-in benches, and of course, you gotta enjoy Mother Nature a little bit more. That's why they have some lounging beds here, a hammock, and if we go this way, back to the corner, back to the edge right here. I mean, this is stunning, and I'm so sorry. I hope it's not coming across as that we're being so overhyped about this home, but it is that good. It feels that amazing to be here, and we still have another level to see.
Nossa.
Just when you think you've seen it all, you haven't. This property on the lowest level provides you something a little bit different. Now, this is a spacious guest suite. You
Nossa,
have
mas
your
tem a
king-size
pedrinha em
bed,
todo lugar,
pebble
cara. Olha aqui
tiles.
o tanto de pedrinha que tem. Olha o tanto de pedrinha que tem. Tem na porta, tem na cama, tem na bancada, tem na parede uma pedra gigantesca.
These beautiful wooden shutters, wood plank ceiling, and of course around the corner, we have a full bathroom with a walk-in shower. So you get the fundamentals. But what makes this room so special is the rock that is situated on this side. Now, as you'll know, this property is built on this cliff. And as they built these massive estates, they clear the land, they create terraces, and they position the houses on top. But this particular rock here was so difficult to take it out of the way that they decided to embrace it and make it part of the design, and that's why it kicks all the way into the bedroom. They were basically done trying to find a way to chisel this thing out. And they gave up, and it's now part of the
Peito de
home.
pequi.
I love this.
It adds a lot of
Senhora.
character, for sure.
It does.
Isso aí é pra
And
vomitar.
big thanks to McLean Meyer for making the tour possible. And as always, you can find more information about this stunning estate in the description of this video. So make sure to check it out. And I hope you guys enjoyed the tour. We have another episode from Zio Terrenho coming soon as well. And we'll see you guys on the next one.
Perfeito, né? Maravilha.